So there's two reasons why you're looking at this bird right now. Its hat's over its eyes, so it looks kind of funny. First reason, as I talked about in the last video, it's just taken over my face. The whole thing is it's kind of a scary thing to look at right now. The second reason, I'm nursing my son to sleep. I just don't think that's really appropriate thing to vlog. You know, I might get more views, but people might just be uncomfortable with that too. So you're gonna look at this cute little bird with a owl hat and a luau necklace. I hopefully send my son off to sleep and get a thought out of my head. And he's kicking the camera right now. Quail, knock it off. Because he wants it on him. Yep. Come on, buddy. Sorry. So my thought is my child is not liking not being on camera. Come on, buddy. Calm down. So my thought was, as I was sorting through my son's diapers, we do cloth diapers, and I was doing a load of those, which was always a fun chore. And I was hit by a couple of thoughts. My thoughts were, the first one was, our brains are like computers, right? They learn things, they store things. And our brain is taught by experiences or what have you to fear certain things or get afraid of things. And if we do a hard reboot of our brain, if we change how we react about certain things that make us scared or anxious. There's my foot. Hi, foot. We'd be able to maybe cut down our anxiety. I don't really know how to go about that. I think just changing something that we think is very scary or anxious, trying to change our perspective on it, or try to, see it in a different light, and maybe see it as something someone that won't think it's scary would think about it. I don't know. I was going to say a normal person, but we are normal people. We just have a issue with some certain things. And I'll think about that thought and maybe come up with an idea to elaborate on it. My second thought was, man, I'm not going to be able to remember this thought. Dang it! And I got my camera out just so I could remember this thought. Let's see, my second thought. I know it was about my fears. What about my fears? Why I'm afraid of my fears? What I'm really afraid of in this life? And maybe getting them out and voicing them will help me see that, there's some things I can get over, and there's some things I shouldn't be afraid of because they're inevitable and, they're just a part of life. Okay, the first thing that comes into my head is myself getting pregnant again and going through the whole seizure thing. That's been on my head a lot because we've been talking about getting pregnant again. And, I really, really want to. And when I'm really in tune with, when I'm really in a good place and really in tune with just myself and God and stuff. That's really respectful. Anyways, when I'm really in tune with just everything around me, I feel so at peace with the idea of getting pregnant again. I've prayed about it a lot, and I've always had a good feeling about it. But when I'm scared, anxious, tired, stressed out, what have you, I'm always freaked out about it. I'm like, I can't go through that again because what if it doesn't happen? What if I go through that again and no one's here to help me or the baby or Royal when he's with me, And that's a scary thought because I don't want to lose myself, to this earth. I don't want to lose a baby, and I don't want my husband to be lost without a wife or a newborn, or left with a newborn and no wife. No. So that's one of the things I'm afraid of. Most of my anxiety is around death, and I'm not really sure where that stems from. I've always been very afraid of death. I think it's just really the unknown. I'm terrified of the unknown. But once I get over it, like once I know what's on the other side of whatever I'm afraid of, I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm like over it in a second. But it's the whole thing leading up to it. It freaks me out. And so maybe I should just trust the instinct that, everybody dies. Everybody dies. That's a common thing. No one gets out of this alive. My husband always tells me that. No one gets out of this alive. It's just something humans do. We die. And I should just get get peace with that and just know that I'm going to have to see my parents be dead. I'm going to have to see... Stop it! I'm going to kill you! I'm just kidding. He's crying because he's trying to climb up my face. And I don't want him to. I am not killing my child right now. I'd show you him, but... he's very grumpy. I'm afraid he'll grab the camera out of my hands. Anyways, I'm going to have to see... Maybe I'm not even going to have to see my spouse be dead because I might live longer than him. And heaven forbid I might even see my children be dead because something might happen. And that's just something I'm going to have to, come to terms with. I used to have fingers in my mouth now. Blech. I'm also afraid... Ow! Stop it! I can't talk with your fingers in my mouth. That hurts. He's very, very tired. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going 7 minutes and I'm not really talking about anything. Okay, what else am I afraid of? I'm afraid of having a stroke. Because I'm afraid something that was caused by my seizures has been building up, and all of a sudden it's just going to hit me all at once. And I'm just going to die. I'm afraid that the seizures have lodged something loose in my head, my brain, my vision, has made a blood clot just waiting to happen to release. It's been almost a year. In a month, it will be a year since I had my seizures. I have had no medical things except for my sinuses have been really bad. Like, I'll get really bad sinus pressures and I'll get, migraines sometimes. But besides that, I have not had anything wrong with me. Sometimes I get dizzy, but I don't drink enough water. It's probably all due to dehydration. But I feel ever since my seizures, I am made out of glass. That anything, there's my son's foot, anything is going to set it off and I'm just going to fall over and die. And I've never voiced that really. I've thought about it a million times. I've never voiced it, and now I feel like a weight is lifted off my chest. That feels good. What else can I say? I'm afraid that my obsessions of being perfect, or just having things a certain way is going to drive my husband away, or going to make me go crazy, or going to make my children go crazy, and I'm not going to be able just to let things go and have fun. I'm going to be wound so tight that I'm just going to break one day and I'm going to go into a mental institution. Yeah, there's a long time coming with these things. Let's see what else I can get out. I'm afraid that I'm seriously going to have a mental breakdown, or something in my brain's just going to snap. Just something. And I'm just going to be like a vegetable, or just gone crazy and not fit to live with society anymore. I'm afraid that... earthquake! There's my knee. I'm afraid that I'm going to have to watch somebody die. Like my husband's going to have a heart attack and I'm going to have to watch him die. Or I'm going to see somebody in a horrific accident and I'm going to watch him die. Ugh. I'm afraid I'm running out of time here. I'm going on and on. But just talking about these fears have really just let them out in the open. It's like once I let them out of myself, out of my brain, I feel like I'm still afraid of them, but now that people know, I'm not keeping it a secret, that, I don't know, it feels better. And I'm not going to ask you guys to do this because it's a very private thing. There's my finger. It's a very private thing. It's a very, a lot of things people want to keep quiet because they just are not ready to share it with the world, YouTube or whatever. But just voicing it maybe just to a pet or even in writing it down, it really does help. It gets out of your head and it just releases that pressure, that anxiety and fear build. And I hope that I keep on releasing these pressures. I find these pressure points that I can release. And someday I'll just be out of pressures to release. And I might never be anxiety free, 100% anxiety free. But ow, he's pinching me. But I might get to the point where I'm having less and less anxiety and more better days. And that's more of my goal. Because I don't want to say I want to be 100% anxiety free if I'm never going to be able to do that. Because normal people have anxiety too. Just not every single moment of their lives. So I want to be less anxious, and I have been less anxious. Just since the end of January, I used to have anxiety attacks that were monumental every single night, maybe 2 or 3 in the night. And my life was a wreck. I couldn't be alone by myself with a baby because I was afraid something bad was going to happen and I would be unable to keep, control or be able to help me or my son. But I've gotten over those fears. I've gotten over so many fears. I will list them later because I'm almost out of time and I've been talking for a long time and you've been staring at a bird for a long time. You guys should name the bird just because you've been staring at him for like 12 minutes, like 12 minutes, 13 seconds or something, just a guess. So yeah, if you want to name the bird, feel free. Person to come up with the name, the coolest name, gets an invisible Pop-Tart. Sounds fair enough. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic night. I want to say thank you for my new subscribers. You guys are flipping awesome. For a while there, I was going kind of stark crazy, thinking no one else is going to subscribe. Even though I am very satisfied with the subscribers I have now, it is nice to have new faces around. So welcome, you guys. I hope that you enjoy this awesome ride that is my life. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and things will get better. They really, truly will. You know how I know that? Because my son is asleep. That means I can go to bed once the laundry's done and I hang up diapers to dry. Yep. Also because things have gotten better for me and I've been a wreck. So things must be they have to get better for you too. So, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.